Take a good look at whatever it is you're running toward right now. That promotion, that extra zero in the bank, that empire you're building in your head while your dinner gets cold on the table. You think you're building a fortress to protect your life. I'm here to tell you, as a man who has reached the end of the road, you're actually building a cage. And by the time you realize the door is locked, the people you were doing it all for will have stopped waiting outside. I'm 82 years old. I've seen the sun rise from the windows of corner offices, and I've seen it set from the porches of 3 different dream homes. I've moved millions of dollars across borders, and I've lost enough wealth to fund a small city, twice. And now I sit here in a house that's too quiet, staring at a phone that only rings when someone wants to sell me insurance. I have a son who speaks to me like a polite stranger, and a wife who died holding a hand that was usually too busy typing to hold hers back. Everything the world told you about winning is a sophisticated trap. And if you don't stop running right now to listen to what a dying man has to say, you're going to win the prize. Do you know what the prize is? It's being the richest man in the cemetery, with no one at the funeral who actually knew your heart. They sold you a lie, just like they sold it to me. They called it the horizon. They told me grind now, bleed now, sacrifice the present for the promise of a future. They told me that one day I'd finally be ready to live, that one day I'd be present, that one day I'd be the father and husband I kept promising to be. Do you want to know the truth about one day? It's a ghost. You can chase it for 80 years, and it will always stay exactly 10 feet out of reach until you run out of road. I grew up in a town where the dirt was the only thing we had plenty of. My father worked until his bones literally gave out. I watched him break himself for a company that replaced him within 48 hours after his heart stopped. I made a vow that day that I'd never be that vulnerable, never be that small. I'd build something so big it could never be taken away. And I did. I worked 18-hour days. I missed birthdays. I missed anniversaries. I called it building a legacy, which is the word we use when we want to justify our selfishness. I remember my daughter Maya when she was 6 years old. She used to sit on the floor of my home office with her coloring books, just wanting to be near me. I'd tell her, "Not now, honey. Daddy's working for you. I'm making sure you have everything." I gave her everything. Great schools, fancy cars, trust funds, but I didn't give her a father who knew what she was afraid of. I didn't know her first crush or what made her cry at 15. I was providing for a family I was essentially a stranger to, a ghost in my own hallways. I thought my exhaustion was a badge of honor. It wasn't. It was an addiction. The chase didn't require vulnerability. It just required speed. I told my wife Martha that we'd travel the world when I retired, that we'd have long mornings over coffee, 40 years of just wait a little longer. Martha didn't make it to retirement. Cancer doesn't care about your 5-year plan. She died in a hospital room while I was in the middle of a merger. I closed the deal and lost the only person who ever loved me for who I was, not what I earned. I stood at her casket with $1 million in my portfolio and a hole in my chest no amount of gold could fill. You think money will save you? You think once you have enough, you'll finally be safe? Let me tell you something about enough. It's a moving target. In the Great Recession of 2008, 40% of my net worth vanished in a week. Everything I traded my daughter's childhood for disappeared because someone 3 states away made a mistake. I rebuilt it, and then I lost it again to a partner I trusted like a brother. The money comes and goes, like the tide. Time only goes one way. Right now, you're thinking about the next email, the next client, the next obligation. Stop. Look at the person in the other room. Look at the person you've been meaning to call. They are the only real thing in your life. Everything else is smoke and mirrors, designed to distract you from the fact that you are mortal. We live like we have forever. We treat the people we love like permanent fixtures, assuming they'll be there once we finish our important work. They won't. They grow up. They grow tired of being second place to a career that doesn't love you back. I sit in a house that's too big for one lonely old man and realize I now have all the time in the world, all the someday I ever wanted. And it's bitter because the people I wanted to share it with are gone. My son calls on holidays. It's a polite 10-minute script. We don't have anything deeper because I wasn't there to build it. I was too busy building a legacy. If I could trade every cent, every award, every win for one afternoon in 1992, I'd do it without hesitation. I'd go back to the day my son asked me to play catch, and I said I had a conference call. I'd throw that call away, go outside, feel the sun, and be there. But I can't. I'm 82, waiting for the clock to run out, trying to warn you before yours does. So here's what you do. Put the device down. Go to your partner and ask them what they're dreaming about, what they're afraid of. Then listen, really listen, without checking the time. If you're holding a grudge because of pride, drop it. Pride is a cold companion. I lost 10 years with my brother over a business dispute. He died 3 years ago, and I don't even remember who was right. I only remember what I lost. Apologize first, be the weak one, ask for help, say I love you until it feels awkward, and then say it again. The hustle is a lie, the grind is a scam. The only thing that's real is the hand you're holding and the memories you're making in the quiet moments. I'm an old man now. My eyes aren't what they used to be, but I see clearly. Life isn't made of big speeches or massive paydays. It's made of Tuesday nights, rainy afternoons, and moments that seem like nothing. Those moments are everything. Don't wait until you're sitting where I am to realize you already had all you ever needed. The thing you're chasing will turn to ash the moment you touch it. The people, the love, that's what outlasts the grave. Go home, be present, love them now, because someday is a luxury you are not guaranteed. I've told you the truth, now go live it.